Coming to you from the Lydia Media Studios in the heart of Lewiston, Auburn, it's Lydia's Lunch Bunch, LA's afternoon morning show with Mark and Sara. We're covering news and events in the greater LA area and talking to the people making a difference in our community. Feel free to share your comments, questions, or suggestions via email at podcast@lydiamediallc.com.
And today's show is brought to you by United Piping, serving residential and commercial customers with new installations and repairs. Call today and schedule your oil and gas boiler cleaning at 754-4556. UPI, the best plumbers around. Also brought to you by Roopers Beverage and Redemption. When it comes to beer, wine, and spirits, don't botch it, squatch it. At 5 locations in Lewiston, Auburn, and Oxford. Learn more at roopersbeverage.com, and remember, the party starts at Roopers.
And we are guestless today, Sara.
Indeed we are, which lends itself to a perfect edition of Tasting Tales.
It sure does.
Yay!
So we are going to do some news, and then, courtesy of our friends at Roopers Beverage and Redemption, we're going to be sampling some Wild Maine Vodka Seltzer, lime flavor.
There's a loon on the can.
It's a loon.
It's a loon. Noted, we have not yet started drinking.
That's true. That's true, yes. We should clear that up. Do you think when loons greet each other, they go, hello?
Hello. That is how Asher and I greet each other each
Really?
day. Yes.
You say hello?
We say hello every day. He gets home from school. Hello. Or if we're not doing that, we'll just do hello, and then he'll say hello, and then I'll say hello, like we're on a phone call and we can't hear each other, but we're in the same room.
Oh, those are the best times, aren't they?
Yeah, he's a good kid.
What do you say we take a look at some headlines for Wednesday, June 4th?
That sounds great.
All right.
All right. Senator Angus King weighed in on the Congressional House Republicans' budget bill, calling it somewhere between disastrous and catastrophic. King said the bill would kick tens of thousands of Mainers off of Medicaid health insurance due to work requirements and other changes. He said, quote, to save money by kicking people off of health insurance so you can give tax cuts to people that make millions of dollars a year strikes me as a very poor set of priorities.
The Maine Senate voted in favor of a bill that would require general home contractors to be licensed in the state. Over the past 5 years, the Maine Attorney General's office said it has received over 3,000 contractor complaints. Maine requires a license to cut hair, work as a plumber, or work as an electrician, and remains one of just 6 states with no regulations for general contractors. The bill faces another procedural vote in the House.
An auditing firm reviewing finances for the town of Lisbon discovered a $2.4 million error. The town is informing residents that there will be a tax increase and budget cuts to fill the budget gap. Affected areas could include the school budget, library, and recreation department. The school and municipal budgets will be voted on in the coming weeks.
And the city of Lewiston posted a loud noise notice for Friday at 335 College Street. There will be a fireworks display around 9:15 p.m. over Lake Andrews. If you've never heard of Lake Andrews, you're not alone. It's also known as the Puddle or the Pond at Bates College. The rain date is Saturday.
That just goes to show that there's also no regulations over whether or not something is a lake or a pond.
That's true, yes.
State of Maine.
Call it what you want.
Call it what you want. What do we know? We know a little bit about the weather.
Weather!
Rain or shine, it's all okay. Grab your uke and start the day. Clouds may come or skies turn blue. Weather's fun with me and you. The sun is bright and storms may brew. Every day's a brand new view. You don't need perfect skies above. Hey, just a song and a little love. The weather today is so much better than that song.
Oh, stop. The song is outstanding.
Today's weather includes blue skies and sunshine with a high of 81 and a low of 50. Oh my gosh. And then sunny tomorrow with a high of 87.
What?
87, you heard me. And a low of 57. That is the perfect day for paddleboarding. And then cloudy with evening showers on Friday with highs in the 70s. And I assume, just like every other weekend since the start of this year, it will be raining on Saturday and Sunday.
Of course. And that's why the showers are starting on Friday night.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Yes, you got to get ready for the weekend. You got to ease into the weekend with all the rain.
Make sure you get plenty of rain.
That's right. In sports, the Red Sox stink on ice.
Oh, boy.
They lost to the LA Angels 4-3 in 10 innings. It was Boston's 8th loss in its last 10 games, and they'll try again this afternoon at 1:30.
But you got to go to an awesome game last night.
But they still lost.
They still lost.
I'm sorry. Last night was the Sea Dogs.
Last night was the Sea Dogs.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome game last night. Beautiful weather. Alan Castro homered and drove in 3 runs to lead the Sea Dogs in a 6-3 win over the Hafford Yard Goats. They'll play again tonight at 6 p.m. in Portland. Get your tickets. They're so cheap, and you can get the best seats.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, beautiful place to see a game.
Yeah.
I love the Hadlock Field.
You know what I noticed when they play the Yard Goats? A lot of kids running around.
Oh, really? I see what you did there.
All right. That is your news, weather, and sports. And right now it's time for the podcast segment. That is
Sweeping
the Twin Cities. It's time for famous people birthdays.
They're famous. It's their birthdays. It's famous people birthdays. It's famous people birthdays.
Let's take a look at FPBs for June the 4th, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. T.J. Miller is 44 years old today. He played Weasel in the Deadpool movies.
Oh,
He was the bartender guy, right?
okay.
Yeah, I think so. You didn't see Deadpool?
No. No, and I know. What's funny is, like, it's the one series of the Marvel universe that I have no interest in, but it seems like you do, and you don't have any interest in any of the other movies.
I was told to watch it because it was super funny.
I've heard it is super funny. It's also super dark and super violent.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
So, and what I like about Marvel movies is they tend to kind of gloss over the violence. It's there, but it's not graphically violent.
Okay. Actor Parker Stevenson is 73 years old today. He was born Richard Stevenson Parker Jr.
Wow.
He was a Hardy Boy back in the day with, remember Sean Cassidy?
Yes.
Yeah, they were the Hardy Boys.
Oh.
And he was also on Baywatch.
Okay.
In the 90s. And rounding out FPBs for June the 4th is the one and only Angelina Jolie, who is 50 years old today. Milestone birthday for a 2-time Academy Award winner and a Tony Award winner and a 3-time Golden Globe Award winner.
Wow.
Do you have a favorite movie?
Yep, I do. It would be Maleficent.
Aha!
Yeah.
My favorite Disney character.
Yeah, she truly was, like, from Sleeping Beauty, which is my favorite Disney animated cartoon. She was my favorite. She was stunningly gorgeous.
Such a badass.
And such a badass. Yeah. You kind of wanted to root for her, but she was also just really mad.
Right. Yeah. She was wronged one too many times.
She certainly was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Angelina also portrayed Lara Croft.
Oh, yeah. I did like that.
Tomb Raider movies.
Yeah, I like that one. She's, her dad is John Voight.
I did know that, yeah.
And they filmed, they're estranged, but they filmed Lara Croft together, but they never interacted during the filming of the movie. Isn't that interesting?
It's interesting.
Like, never were on set at the same time, never interacted with each other, even though he played her father in the movie.
Those are your FPBs for June the 4th.
Yeah. Should we take a look at some OTD?
I mean, let's do it.
Okay.
Right?
I have a good one.
What do you got?
This is amazing to me. 21 years ago in 2004, the year my kid was born, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban was released, which was the 3rd movie in the series of Harry Potter movies.
Was it a good one?
It's actually my kid's favorite.
Right on.
It's not my favorite, but it is very good. It kind of, that's the movie where you understand what happened to Harry's parents and, like, where the plot unfolds for the next few movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's like the pivotal, here we go, here's what's going on.
All right.
Yeah, it's good. Let's see, what else have we got? Well, he's been in the news lately. 41 years ago in 1984, the album Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen was released. It contains seven top 10 singles, including I'm on Fire, Glory Days, and Dancing in the Dark. It spent 7 weeks at the top of the chart.
So that was a pretty good album?
pretty good album.
guessing, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty good album for somebody who has no talent, right?
Crazy. Yeah, no talent. He's a no talent bum.
No talent.
7 top 10 singles.
From one
Album.
release of an album.
That's insane.
I'm on Fire is a really good song.
Yeah.
I do like that one. 43 years ago, one of my favorite scary movies in 1982, Poltergeist, was released.
Oh my God.
Love that one.
That was something. Craig T. Nelson was in that one,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
Played
that
the
was
dad.
so good. What I really loved, like the part of the movie that sticks out in my brain, is that his wife, and I wish I could remember the actress's name, is playing with the poltergeist. And finds it interesting, and she's curious about it. And I remember as a kid thinking, I guess that's one way to be like.
That was Jo Beth Williams.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes, yes, Jo Beth Williams. Yeah, that's such a good movie. I mean, I'm not a huge scary movie person, and that one wasn't super, super scary, but I really, really did enjoy Poltergeist. Let's see, 53 years ago in 1972, the Dodgers retired the numbers of Jackie Robinson, 42, Sandy Koufax, 32, and Roy Campanella, who was number 39.
So well deserved.
Yeah.
3 legends right there for sure.
Yeah. And let's see, 129 years ago in 1896, Henry Ford made a successful test run of his horseless carriage in a nighttime drive through the streets of Detroit. If you don't know what a horseless carriage is, it's a car.
Well, it's a carriage with a motor on it.
He invented a car.
Well, true, but it was still a carriage. It was a convertible. He invented the first convertible.
He did.
Yeah, it was a horse-drawn carriage without the horses.
He put a motor on it.
Threw an engine on it and called it good.
And that's how we get horsepower. Oh, there's your OTDs for today.
There you go.
It's a whole bunch of interesting info that you can share with your friends.
That's right. Get out there and share it with your friends. You don't even have to give us credit. It's fine.
No, no.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Yeah.
All right. Those are your FPBs and OTDs for June the 4th.
Whether you want a sit-down meal or a grab-and-go, Pat's Pizza in Auburn offers delicious sandwiches, pasta, salads, and pizza at family-friendly prices. Pat's Pizza, serving the L.A. area since 1985. Open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. at 85 Center Street in Auburn. Online at patsauburn.com.
We're looking at some Wild Maine Vodka Seltzer.
Yeah.
Lime flavor
With
a loon.
Have you've had obviously others of this variety?
I have, yeah. I believe right in this very studio.
Yeah, the Black Bear one.
Yeah.
That's so yummy. This is a great one. It's only 100 calories. It's brewed with water from Maine, which makes sense. It's gluten-free, 0 sugar, and it's made with natural flavors. It has a total of 100 calories for 12 fluid ounces.
And it's 5%.
5%.
You want to crack it open?
Here we go. Want to do it together? 1, 2, 3. Ooh.
Oh, man, I probably shouldn't have done that over my keyboard.
The sizzle. Did you hear the sizzle? Did you get it? Do you need a tissue?
Yes.
It smells good. It smells limey. I like the loon. Their art is really good. The Wild Maine Seltzer art is all on the cans is all really good.
Yeah, it reminds me of Baxter. It's like instantly recognizable.
Yeah, you know who made it. Yep. Absolutely. Yep. It's sharp, as they say here in Maine.
Wicked sharp.
Wicked sharp.
All right, partner. Cheers.
Cheers. Here we go.
Yeah.
That's refreshing.
It is.
I like that.
Nice and cold. It's light, and they didn't overdo the lime, which I'm a big fan of. Sherry and I had a cider last night at the Sea Dogs game, and we drink cider all the time because she has celiac.
Yeah.
And it was a cidery we weren't familiar with, and we'd never tried it before, and it was so sweet. Granted, we prefer our cider on the dry side.
Yeah.
And this one, and I had to check, Sarah, 25 grams of sugar.
Wow.
And a 12-ounce can.
Wow.
That's a lot, right?
That is a lot.
Okay.
That's like more than a Gatorade.
Yeah. We took our first sip and we just looked at each other like, all right, it's going to be an adventure.
An adventure.
But it was, way too sweet for us.
Oh, that's too bad.
But this seltzer right here.
It's a nice little canned cocktail, that's for
sure
sure.
is.
And it's great for the boat, the trail, the bar, and beyond.
Yep.
This one they just launched out in March, so it's not been around for very long.
Seasonal.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, it is kind of a nice little, I don't know, seltzers are, I think, kind of a summertime thing anyway, but it is a nice little summertime seltzer.
Yeah, and they have a bunch of flavors.
We've had our favorite so far was the Black Bear, but this is growing on me.
Yeah, this is really good.
With the newly minted 21-year-old in the house, I'm trying a lot of new things. And it turns out he doesn't really enjoy beer, but he's also a very lightweight person. He's not a heavy guy. At 6 foot tall, he's like 130 pounds, so he's very slim.
Sure.
So the hard liquor doesn't really work for him either. Goes right to his head.
He'd probably enjoy this.
But I think he would really enjoy this. So a lot more of these vodka seltzers, Wild Maine is one of them, but others have come through the house. And this is probably my favorite so far. This is one of those things, like if you're going to like a barbecue and you want to have something, but you don't want to have something super heavy. Maybe you're going to be playing some cornhole.
Yeah. Or some kickball.
Or some kickball. This is like put that in your koozie and just like have it. You could have a couple of them and it won't feel heavy. I don't think.
Pam has me signed up for that kickball tournament next month.
I know. I'm actually super sad I can't go to that. I'm going to be up in Rangeley at camp.
I thought you were going to be our coach.
I was, but so this year our family camp is being occupied by my aunt for the summer. Like she's spending the whole summer in the camp. So we're not able to use it like we normally would for a week in the summer. So we had to find a week that we could go to someplace else. And this was like one of the only weeks that was free.
Well, Rangeley is pretty awesome.
Rangeley is very awesome, and I'm very excited about it. It's going to be beautiful. It's in the middle of, we have legit, like in the middle of nowhere, rented a camp. So it'll be fine.
Sweet.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yesterday when you, for 3 random questions, when you asked Cam about the smell that took him back to his childhood.
Yeah.
How about sounds? Sounds that people over 30 wouldn't recognize. Like, for instance, a floppy disk being read by a computer.
Oh.
Remember floppy disks?
Yeah.
And they held like 1 megabyte, 1.44 megabytes of storage.
That's funny. You know, they do those sorts of things on radio stations where they play like a noise and you have to try to figure out what it is. That would be a really good one that a lot of people wouldn't actually know.
Yeah. So we have some sounds from your childhood that younger generations will never hear unless maybe they go on YouTube and research it.
Yeah.
How about a cassette rewinding?
Oh, yeah.
Faster and faster until it stops. That always made me nervous because I prided myself on my music collection. I had cassettes up the wazoo, and when I would rewind them, it would go so fast. And then I always feared that when it reached the end, it would just pull the tape right out of sprocket. But it never did. Apparently, the engineers thought of that as well. The squeak of crank windows on cars. Yeah.
Or like the seatbelt.
Yes.
Remember, seatbelts used to be like big, like, had you ever accidentally bump yourself with one of those metal buckles and it would just, I'd always get it in the elbow and it would hurt so bad. But like that, like real, like click of that metal seatbelt.
Believe it or not, kids, we actually had to roll down our own windows.
Yeah, we did.
With our own power.
My first car had the lights on the bottom on the floor where you clicked it with your foot. Did you have that?
No.
I had a 78 Mercury Zephyr, and on the floorboards was the dimmer switch for the headlights. So instead of like moving it with your finger, you would like just push it with your foot to dim your headlights. I tell you what, I don't know why they stopped doing that. That was really smart.
Yeah, it is. Hands-free.
Hands-free.
There you go.
Just click it with your foot.
And I have, I spoiled myself a few years ago and bought a 2022 car.
Yeah.
The LED lights on these new cars are pretty bright, even when you don't have your high beams on. And all the time when I'm driving at night, people flick their high beams at me.
Because they just think your car's...
They think I
get that
being
too.
a nuisance to them
by
driving with my high beams on. It used to bother me. And what I used to do, like when they would flick their high beams at me, I'd go, okay, and I'd flick mine at them. I'm like,
you want to see bright?
Yeah, you thought it was bright then. How about now? And now I just don't care.
No.
Now it's like,
no.
Now every car I see coming in the opposite direction when I'm driving at night, I just expect them to high beam me.
I get it too. And I for a while, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I get like really nervous. Like, what am I doing wrong when somebody flashes their lights at me? And so the first thing I do is check to make sure that my high beams aren't on. And then I just worry that like there's something on the top of my car or that I hit something.
Yes.
Like, maybe people just think your lights are bright, Sarah.
Yeah, they do.
What about that sound of like the telephone rotary dial?
Yeah.
Like you'd push you'd roll it with your finger and then it would make like a weird sound as it would roll back too. I loved that.
That's another thing for the kids at home.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Or even a dial, like a busy signal or a dial tone.
Yep.
Those things don't exist anymore. Well, you can still get a busy signal, I guess.
And we used to get this, kids. We used to actually, when the phone rang, we had to get out of our chair to go answer the phone because it was either on a stand in the living room or it was attached to a wall in the kitchen.
To the wall.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we had to physically get up, pick up the phone and answer it, having no idea who was on the other end.
Was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when we got caller ID in the early 2000s, and I was like, this is a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah, the phone thing, when you think of what we had to grow up with. I think that's why our generation it's so unique. Like we lived pre-high tech.
We've had both.
Yeah, we've lived through both.
Yeah.
And we've lived through the transition as well.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, like we were, you know how there's like a period of time in a person's life where they really absorb and take in information.
Yeah.
We were alive in that period of time during both of those things. Like we were alive and absorbing information pre all of this stuff and then post having it. Also, like, you know, my teenage years, that was when the internet was invented.
Yep.
Like I was in high school when we started being able to use whatever it was back then, Bing, maybe like a search or AOL. Remember the dial-up sound you'd get?
Ask Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves. Like that was like me going into college. Like we had a computer lab where we could get email and like that was
crazy.
Like that was the first time that happened. So and during that time of my life, my brain was like just soaking everything in. So I tell you, Gen X is the best gen.
It is.
We had it all.
It's a great gen. You know what kids today will never hear, Sarah?
No, what?
Clapping out chalkboard erasers.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they switched to dry erase boards.
Yeah.
And even those, like, they don't need clapping.
No.
Do they?
It was a privilege in my school.
I was just going to say.
Yep, to go clap out the erasers because if you were well behaved and the teacher would, in our school, they would pull your name out of a hat. They'd announce who was in the running. And then they'd pull your name out of a hat, and you would get to go down outside and clap out the erasers.
That's fair. That's a very fair way of doing it.
Right?
We did not have that method.
Yep.
Whoever the teacher liked best got to clap out the erasers.
And then after you're done clapping out, you climb 3 flights of stairs up to your classroom, wheezing and coughing because you inhaled so much chalk dust.
Chalk dust.
Yeah, thanks for the treat there, Miss Murphy.
Yep.
Yep.
That's funny.
What about the cha-chunk of a manual credit card machine?
Oh, my gosh.
Remember that?
Yes. Yep. We were just, not recently, but I remember at Christmas time watching Home Alone, and they run his dad's credit card across the machine, and Leo was like, what is that? I was like, that's how we did it. That was how it was done.
It's from the olden times.
And then somebody had to go in and manually enter everything.
Yeah, because it had the carbon paper.
Yeah.
That would just transfer the raised numbers on your credit card.
Yep.
Now we don't have that anymore either.
No, and like you can't even do that anymore with the new machines because the credit card numbers are like flat on the credit card.
Yeah.
Like those machines still exist, but now they're electric and you plug them in. I work in retail, so we still need ways to run credit cards even when the internet is down. So we have one of those machines.
Yeah. Crazy. How about this one? The intercom at Kmart telling you that your parents are looking for you.
Oh, yeah. That's still a thing, isn't it?
Well, I don't think Kmart is a thing anymore.
Well, Kmart's not, but like Walmart, maybe? Yeah, no, Kmart doesn't.
Sure.
Either just Zayres or Ames. Right?
Those were the bomb,
That's where we did our back to school shopping here.
We had I grew up in Massachusetts, and we had a Zayre, and they had an Asteroids video game in the vestibule, and my mom would just hook me up like 6 quarters, and she'd go do her shopping. It was a different time back then.
Yeah.
And I did get lost at Kmart once.
Oh.
And I remember just, I looked around, couldn't see my mom. So I just sat down in the middle of the aisle.
That's what they say you're supposed to do when you get lost. Just stay put.
I didn't even know that. And I just sat down, and an employee came up to me, and she asked me if I was okay. And I said, I can't find my mom. And she said, oh, come with me. And she took me to customer service. They gave me some M&Ms, and they paged my mom over the intercom.
Aww.
Yeah. And I was like, does this mean I don't get any more M&Ms?
No more
My
M&Ms.
mom's here.
I'm sure there were. Mom, go back out.
Yeah.
Go back.
Yeah, it's just finish your shopping.
I'm fine right here.
I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
hang
I don't
here.
need you to be here.
Yeah.
These guys have M&Ms.
I got so much attention while I was sitting on the counter.
What's your name? Cheryl. Cheryl will take care of me. She's got it.
Yeah.
She's the best babysitter I've ever had.
Yeah.
Go back to what you're
Apparently, someone in the store cares about me.
doing. Go look at housewares. I'll be right here.
Yeah.
I don't recall ever getting lost, but I'm sure that I did because I was one of those kids that was just like, I'm the same as I am now. I was back then. Like I get easily distracted and I, fall into like little rabbit holes. So I'm sure I got lost, but I don't recall that ever happening. But I do recall working for the Museum of Science in Boston. They had a lot of field trips because I was working during the summer. I was a security guard. And I remember one time a kid got left behind on a field trip, and we had to call the school, and the kid had to sit with me in the booth. And I remember thinking, this has got to be so scary for him. Like, I'm a total stranger. His school left him behind. I wish I had had M&Ms. I would have given them to him. Such a good thing.
Man, that's got to be.
But you're right at ease, M&Ms.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
How do you leave a kid behind
on a school trip. I don't know. They must have had a lot of kids to keep track of. He was
Right.
such a quiet kid. I could kind of see it.
Yeah.
Maybe he was quiet because he was terrified, but also like he was really quiet.
Locally owned and locally focused, Lydia Media celebrates the heart of the greater Lewiston-Auburn area through 2 magazines, Uncle Andy's Digest and LA Metro Magazine, and the new Lydia's Lunch Bunch podcast. Each production shines a positive light on local businesses, nonprofits, events, and individuals making a difference in our community. Keep your advertising dollars local and position your business in front of your target audience with Lydia Media. Learn more at lydiamediallc.com.
I have a list here, Sarah, of the greatest power ballads
Ooh,
in rock history,
ooh.
ranked from 10 to 1, or from 1 to 10, however you like it.
Ballads.
Power ballads.
I don't know.
I was never a fan of power ballads. I liked my rock and roll bands to just have their foot on the gas for the entire album.
Yeah.
But it didn't always work out.
No.
Especially in the 80s when power ballads became a thing.
I would say my favorite power ballad, and you might not even know that it was one, would be November Rain.
Yeah, I would
Because if
consider
it didn't get aired all the way through, you wouldn't hear that breakdown part where it gets like really ballady.
Yep.
And like, remember that?
That's the one.
Yeah.
That ranked number 3
Nuh-uh.
on the list.
So good.
November Rain is number 3.
So good.
Do you want me to run down some for you? And then you can guess like the last couple?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 10, Heaven by Bryan Adams.
Okay.
Oh, thinking about.
Oh, younger years. Yep.
Number 9,
Yeah.
Sister Christian by Night Ranger.
Sister Christian, oh, the time has come.
That's the one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Number 8, I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Meatloaf.
By Meatloaf. Have we ever figured out
Well,
you won't do?
nope.
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 Okay.
Nope.
Number 7, Dream On by Eros.
Oh, man, that's a good one.
Yep.
Yeah. And
one
that's
of the
another one where it's like, is it a power ballad? But then they get to the breakdown in the middle and you're like, oh, heck yeah, that's a power ballad.
I don't think it was an intentional power ballad.
No, probably not.
Because that came out in 73. And
Okay.
power ballads weren't really a thing.
Like 80s.
Yeah, 80s they would just, you have to have one. Number 6 on the list, Home Sweet Home by Motley Crue.
I do like Home Sweet Home, I guess.
Yep.
It's okay.
That came out in 85.
Yeah.
Number 5, I Want to Know What Love Is.
I want to know what love is. Yeah, that's good.
I want you to show me.
Yeah. No, that's
by Foreigner.
Foreigner.
Came
yeah.
out in 84.
Yeah, that's a good one.
How about this one? Is this even a power ballad?
I don't know.
Don't Stop Believin'. by Journey.
Oh, no.
I don't think that they have.
I don't classify that as a
What about
power
Open
ballad.
Arms?
Yeah, that's
a
what
power ballad.
I would have gone with Open Arms.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's weird.
Yeah.
All right, Sarah, and I mentioned number 3 is November Rain by Guns N' Roses, which
Okay.
leaves us 2 spots. What are you thinking? I can give hints if you would like them.
Okay. Hint.
Okay, number 2 is by a group led by 2 females.
A rock group.
A rock group led by
by
2
two
females.
Got to be Heart.
It is?
It's been so long since we worked in a radio station.
I know. And a lot of their songs could be considered power ballads.
Yeah, they're so good.
Right? But this one is Alone.
Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And the
good.
number 1
Yeah.
power ballad in rock history
Yeah.
is...
I need a hint.
You need a hint?
Yeah, because we've already got. So it can't be Every Rose.
It is not. The song title includes a color.
Purple Rain.
You got it. Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution came out in 1984.
Heck
and
yeah. And that's another one where you might not know it was a power ballad if you've only ever heard it on the radio, because it's like a 10-minute song and you don't get to hear the power ballady part in the middle.
Yep. Yep. So, according to UltimateClassicRock.com, those are the top 10 power ballads in rock history.
Purple Rain, Purple Rain.
You heard it here first.
That's such a good song.
Or 15th, I don't know.
I don't know. Who
I don't
knows?
know when you heard it.
I'm enjoying my Wild Maine Vodka
Right?
Seltzer.
It's pretty good.
It's a... I often will say, well, that's a nice breakfast beverage, but this isn't very breakfasty. This definitely has a lunch vibe to it.
A lunch bunch vibe.
A lunch bunch vibe.
See what I did there?
Yeah, this
Because
is
of the-
like a...
the show.
This is like a... Take it out on your patio and have it with like a grilled chicken sandwich. That's what I'm getting from this. Maybe a little chips and dip or veggies and dip.
I'm here for it.
I like it.
Roopers hit it out of the park once again with this Wild Maine Vodka Seltzer lime flavor today.
And check out any of their flavors.
That's right.
They do have the Wild Maine variety 8-packs over there at Roopers. They also have, my gosh, they have a bunch of flavors. Black cherry, blackberry, blood orange, blueberry, cranberry lemon, lemonade, pineapple, and then this lime, which I think is delicious.
Head to your local Roopers and pick up some Wild Maine Vodka Seltzer. We suggest lime, but there are many other flavors as well, as Sarah
Definitely, yeah.
described moments ago.
Definitely a fan of the black bear.
Thanks to our sponsors, Roopers Beverage and Redemption and United Piping. And if you'd like to be part of the Lydia's Lunch Bunch advertising family, reach out to Pam Ashby via email at pam@lydiamediallc.com. And tomorrow we have Donna Harris live in studio.
Donna, yay!
Donna from Phoenix No Limits Karate is going to be talking about a fundraising event featuring Jason Tardy. So tune in for that. Thanks for listening. Catch you then.
Have a great day. And remember, don't bite your cat.